Good morning. If you didn't know, my name is Sam, and today we're going to be talking about portraits. And why portraits, you ask? Well, one of my resolutions, and maybe some of yours, was to get better at art and just do some more fun, creative things. It's to kind of get your mind thinking and just being more creative overall. And so I decided to do portraits. We have a couple of books here, just drawing your own portraits. It's where I got today's idea from, in the life book, and then also, if you're feeling creative and you don't want to draw a realistic portrait, we do have Learning to Draw Manga.
Perfect.
And you can make yourself as a manga character, you can make your own characters, and just anything else like that. So I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way.
We can check those out.
And you can go ahead and check these out. I believe this one might be going somewhere out after today, but it is always here at the library. Okay. And just some history on portraits. It's many times you think about royal portraits and just, the fancy big portraits where the women all have their hair big and they have big collars, the biggest dresses. And it was very much just, if you could get your portrait done, it was a big status, you were a big person, especially if you were royalty. If you got a royal portrait like King Stephen here on this side, it kind of legitimized that you were a king.
Was he cross-eyed?
He is cross-eyed, and the history behind that is the artist didn't intend to make him cross-eyed, but looking straight on so much just eventually ended up making him look cross-eyed. And that's actually one of the important things. If your portrait was kind of not well done, horribly done, cross-eyed done even, and it could end in a divorce because it was so poorly done that you didn't want to be associated with them. And that's only happened a couple times, not with King Stephen, but it was just something that has happened. I thought that was kind of really weird. And even closer to today, these times we do have the presidential portraits, and they're a tradition. They were obviously before we had photographs, so it captured a likeness. And
those are portraits?
Yes, these are the official presidential portraits. This is our former president, Barack Obama, and the First Lady, Michelle. Well, a lot of times they had like background clues, and this went for royal portraits as well. They had props. Maybe they had a lot of wealth behind them, a lot of money to show how wealthy they were. Or they just had the American flag. In George Washington's case, Abraham Lincoln's was sitting in one of the theater chairs before he got assassinated for his portrait, and it just brings a lot of symbolism. So what you can do, and what I did do, is I went ahead and made some portraits, and you don't need a lot of artistic ability. I'm not asking you to make realistic portraits of yourself, because I'll share my secret. I printed out a picture of myself, and I traced the important lines. So just kind of my eyebrows, my face, and everything. And then I put it up to a window or just kind of a sunny spot. And then I traced it. And so it'll look something like this. And I made myself a royal portrait because sometimes you want to feel fancy. And here's myself. I just drew in the parts. I drew myself a big dress, a big flower crown, big hair.
Snow White.
It does look Snow White with a Cinderella dress because it was a very pretty blue. And it was just something simple and easy if you want to make yourself look royal. You could do this, and I've seen this recently. A lot of people have been getting their pet's face and then like a royal portrait. You have your cat's face or your dog's face, maybe even a frog. And then you have like the big collars, the big royal ones, kind of like Marie Antoinette's. So just imagine a cat face right there.
Oh, we got to do it.
And we'll probably do something like that. And we'll post it on our Facebook page. But if you're not really into the whole royal thing, you don't want to feel a little royal today, you want to feel more like yourself, then I've got something else. What I went ahead and did is I did the same thing. I traced my face several times. I looked very vain of myself, but I promised it was for this. And all the things that just kind of flew off were all my symbols and things I wanted to be remembered for to what I like. So I thought this was a good idea to bring out your creative side. I really like these shiny stickers, if you know me, I really like The Sims, so I put myself with a plumb bob. And I have little symbols here. And you can just doodle them, cut them out, add them on. You can print them out if you have a printer at home. Or if you want to come to the library, we do have our computer services and you want to print some things out. It does cost us a couple of cents per page, 40 cents per page each for color. And if you need black and white, it's 20 cents per page. And I just thought, we can make a collage portrait, kind of something abstract, almost like Michelle and Obama's presidential, because they didn't go the super traditional route with theirs, which I thought was really interesting, seeing how it's our most recent portrait. Here, I don't want to say soon, because I don't know when the next presidential portrait comes out, but eventually we'll have one of our current president, Donald Trump, and so on and so on and so on. And I don't know how long they'll keep the tradition. Maybe they'll keep it forever. Who knows? So maybe this is your own way of making a portrait tradition in your house.
Yeah, I won't ever be president, so I'll have to do it myself.
You just make the lady of the house.
That's right. With a dog face.
With a dog face. Make one for Sophia, her dog. And so I said frogs because I like frogs. I like video games. I like doing my eye makeup, as some of you guys know. So I put a little eye with makeup. I just thought this one was cute, so we're going to put it there. And it doesn't have to mean, not every single thing needs to mean something. But, just make it however you want. The good thing is you should always place these things down before you glue them, so you're not just stuck and end up disliking it. Of course, we had to put books, because we're reading lots of books. I hope you guys are keeping with your resolutions and reading books and drinking water.
Yes.
I'm almost done with my first book of the year, which is really good. And I didn't start it at the beginning of the year, but it will be considered my first book of this year. And so just a couple fun things. I like butterflies. I just thought this crocodile guy looked cool. And I'll glue him on there. It doesn't take much. And you don't need a bunch of papers. You don't need to print out anything. And if you could just trace a picture of yourself, you can draw and color however you want it. You can make yourself royal. You can make yourself a frog.
I might make a little notebook with all different pictures of me. In manga, in real life, as a dog.
A collage of yourself. So it's not just one portrait, it's the collage of yourself.
Yeah, so we both could be vain.
Yeah. And maybe one way to feel less vain about it is making yourself into a frog, so people don't go, "Hey, is that you?"
Is that you?
Like, no, that's a frog.
Well, then they'd say, "Hey, that dog looks like you. That frog looks like you."
If I was a dog, I'd probably be like a little Cocker Spaniel. I feel like I'd look like a Cocker Spaniel the most. They're not my favorite dogs, but I feel like that's the dog I'd look like the most.
That is the dog that I would draw for you.
So if you guys want to make yourself into portraits, make a royal portrait, make a royal animal portrait, you want to make one of these fun collages with all the symbols that represent yourself, please do. And if you make one, you finish one this week, you finish it next week, you can go ahead and post it on Facebook and tag us in it, or you can even use our other social media handles. We do have an Instagram, which is at the Denton Library, and we do have a YouTube channel. You can't quite tag us in that, but if you ever need to watch us again, we are on there. Alright, so I am very excited to see you as a frog, a dog, or yourself, and I'll see you next week.